fine. All of my.
Yeah, all your fiddle faddle. We just got these.
I love them. I was reading, I'm like,
talking about all of our stupid swag. So so just to set the stage here, I've been just jumping in headfirst. Did you used to have a podcast? Like you personally?
No, just AJ's show.
Got it. Okay. I've been just jumping in like I'm freaking
Joe Rogan.
Shepard and Joe Rogan. Yeah. So
Are we already rolling? And then they're like, You're like, what are you fucking laughing about? Yeah.
But I can't help it because I feel like we always, like every guest that I've had, and this just happened with you, where it's like, well, I think pickleball is interesting. Yeah. And then when I'm in the edit too, I'm like, people will like this.
Yeah.
And then I listen to it back and I'm like, this is so
like, I'm not
zero context. Yeah. So going back, like really setting the stage here. So AJ was one of my first clients ever in like 2015. I did him and Giancarlo's spring training rentals. So Giancarlo Stanton for Tracy. Do you watch Smartless or do you listen to Smartless?
Sometimes.
So you know how they like refer to Sean Hayes' sister as, have you picked up on that?
No, I don't watch enough of it, but I think it's a great podcast.
Yeah, it's great. So they refer to Sean Hayes' sister whenever something like very niche happens. And so for Tracy, it's Giancarlo Stanton and AJ Ramos. Anyway, so I did their rentals when I would coordinate for them in New York through AJ's agent, Ryan. And I feel like I would be this little duckling, like behind the scenes, helping them with all of these shenanigans with their moves. When Giancarlo had signed his big contract, AJ was with the Mets, Giancarlo was with the Yankees. And then who was AJ with after that?
After the Mets, he went to the Rockies.
Yeah, that's right. And it was like they had that spot in New York.
Yes.
But they went, like, didn't they live on the Bird Streets in LA for a little bit?
Yeah, off season.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, because in my head I was like,
he was,
yeah, that's right. Anyway, so I was constantly coordinating this freaking custom bed that G had, by the way, which was like the bane of my existence, through Ryan on behalf of them two. Anyway, and I remember the entire time being so fascinated by who you were. Like before you and I formally met, I'm like, he has this girlfriend and I know she's like a model and I like,
I'm like, I just know Holly handles everything. We need something, I don't know, let me text Holly. I'm like, what does this woman do?
I never talked to AJ either. Like I would it'd be like, hey, the keys are in the lockbox, here's the code, blah, 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 whatever. Yeah. Which I think is also why those guys always worked with me because I was like never, like I care more about my relationship with like Ryan than I do necessarily, keeping Ryan happy and off my back. Anyway, but then when I figured out who you were, I did this deep dive on Google and I remember seeing just like fragments of your career and thinking that you were the coolest person I had ever encountered in my life.
I love that.
So cool. And then I found your Instagram and I feel like you were one of the original, just very aesthetic, like you were part of that first wave of like Instagram influencers in like, what was that? Like 2018, 2017?
It must have been 18-ish. Yeah.
So fiance, right? No, you're
husband.
Married.
Yeah.
You're married, right?
Married.
When did that happen?
February 22nd of 2022.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Oh. We went to the courthouse. We did not have a wedding.
Okay.
So we went to the courthouse at 8:30 and got married. And then we got breakfast and then he had to go to Cressy's to train.
Got it. Okay.
Literally right after.
That's everyone's the most baseball life thing ever.
Okay. Yeah. And my friends are like, oh my God, like congratulations. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, he's at the gym.
Wait, so did you dress? Season. Like, did you, so he was still playing?
It was comeback time. Yes. So there was no like, what do you mean you're working out after the wedding? I wouldn't even call it a wedding. After our ceremony at the courthouse, it was like, okay, well, we're going to do this, and this is just how it has to be.
And I did the same thing. We were in Sacramento. He was in AAA, and I was like, I'm not doing the insurance runaround. Like, we were just going to go get courthouse married. Like, so it made the most sense.
I'm like, there's no way around this. They were like, you have to be married. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, we can keep paying out of pocket for these things, but this is something we want to do, but we were never the like, let's plan a huge wedding type people anyway. So it was like,
that's surprising. Okay. I feel like with his family being, because he has like a big family in Texas, right?
Huge family in Texas. Yeah. But he's just like, we didn't know anybody. Neither of us knew anybody really around us that was happily married, where it was really truly working out, and like, or just so many people getting divorced, and we're like, well, what's the common denominator here? It feels like everyone's happy and then they get married, and then like, what happens?
That's a good take. Yeah.
So we didn't really know what that was about. It wasn't, I don't know, it's not like our relationship moved fast, but that wasn't something that either of us were like, oh, we're gonna get married in Italy and have this. There was never a long or like a big plan. I would like to have a wedding and a celebration still, but it was kind of like, well, we're having a baby. We're going to be together anyway. We don't want to be with anybody else. And this is going to be very expensive if we don't have health insurance. So I could get on my own plan, but the MLB was covering his already. So it like didn't make sense.
No, totally. It's the biggest advice that I have for baseball wives or for baseball. Like, like even if you're not pregnant, like even if you're just like dating, the second you get engaged, like, and you're committed, like get on that insurance.
Yes.
And also the benefits of what team was he with a team at that point?
He was with the Angels at the time.
Okay. So the benefits also
for them. I don't remember who he was with at this point.
I'm still like flashing back to the fact that you are, I guess I knew that you were married, but
maybe it wasn't, we didn't even post. There was no like announcement.
Yeah, you didn't, right? In my head, did I get them a gift?
Yeah.
Like the swag opportunity?
Did I send you something blue?
Yeah, like we have a process for this.
Yes. No, I think, honestly, even some of my family didn't find out until the first episode of The Locker Room, and he referred to me as his wife.
Yeah, okay.
And people being like,
you didn't know, right? Okay, good.
Yeah.
That makes me feel a lot better because I feel like there's like,
you do not miss like professional wedding photos. No.
So interesting. Especially for just baseball life in general and being, I think one of the things that's so interesting as I've observed you from afar. Okay, let's jump into how you started your career and how the backstory to me discovering you.
Yeah. So
on the Insta machine.
I was born and raised in Maryland. I was living there my whole life. I visited California when I was a junior in high school, and I came back home and I was like, Mom, I'm going to live there. The energy there, there's just something, it was like magnetic. And then I turned 21 and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go out and meet with agencies, and if I get signed, then I'm going to start my life here.
And was that for modeling or acting?
This was for modeling. And I gave myself 2 weeks to do this, by the way, which in hindsight, that's so unrealistic. Who's like, all right, 2 weeks or this plan is.
So were you like, did you know in your head that you were good at modeling? Like,
I did. So like Barbizon School of Modeling. When I was like 13, my mom was, investing in that for me. And there's not an industry though in Maryland where I live. So I dabbled in DC a little bit working with photographers, and it was like zero disrespect, but it was a lot of people with big dreams, but without the pool, because there's not a huge industry there. So like, I felt like I would have just been on a hamster wheel spinning, trying to make something happen instead of just like going to the place where it's going to happen. Yeah. You are going to find people that can work with you, that can help you get to where you want to go. Okay.
So going to modeling school, what'd you call it? Barbizon?
Barbizon. It was like where all of the like, well, I don't know if they ever actually went, but like the 90s models, this was
I feel like I've heard
pinnacle.
Like when you said that, I was like,
way back in your
I can
brain.
Picture it
so far.
Yeah.
So they teach you like how to walk, how to do your makeup, how to basically just present yourself if you're going to go and model essentially. And I was always very tall. I was always lean.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'8". So I was always tall.
You seem so much taller than that.
For average people. I was not tall for New York status, which was also why New York was not an option in my head. I'm like, I don't want to do runway. I'm more athletic built. And after going through every single modeling agency, every single person on their book, I had like statistics of who was under 5'8" and who was over, and like what my chances were of getting with certain agencies, who's booking girls that are my height, which again is not short, but this was right before Instagram took off. So this was when like height mattered, like your agency mattered. Within 5 years, it went from you need an agent to you can self-book and brand yourself on your own page. I don't need to be 5'10" to book a job with this company. They will pay me directly to either take photos and post or to have a shoot with them. But to say
what
it
year
was
is
kind
that?
of like
so
this was like 2016. So I moved in 2015 to LA.
When year did you graduate high school?
2011.
Okay. Oh God, you're so much younger than me. Oh, I hate that for me.
It's fine.
I'm gonna be 49. How old are you?
But you just had another baby. I'm 32.
We have babies the same age.
Yeah.
Is AJ?
He's 38.
Oh, he
We
is?
never know his age. He's 38, I think.
Is he born in?
He was born in 86.
Yeah, him and I are the same age.
Okay.
I realized a couple weeks ago that I'm like, I feel like once you hit a certain level, it's like, how old are you? I don't know. How old are we? We don't know. But the other day I realized
25.
I'm like, I feel like 40 it's a common. Anyway, okay, so you graduate high school.
Yes.
You realized in
That I don't want to be a preschool teacher.
Yes. So you realized in high school that you wanted to be a model and that like you had it. Fair?
Yeah.
I love that so much. I feel like that's such a...
not like, oh, I'm going to go like in a vain way, but it was kind of like in high school, I was going to be a preschool teacher. That was like what I was going to go to school to do.
Okay.
And then I very quickly was like, they don't make a lot of money. And like, what am I going to do? Make $30,000 a year and still be in this town that I don't want to be in.
Yeah.
So my alternative options were like, well, I've kind of dabbled in modeling since I was like younger. I would go to like do random auditions, like the next Hannah Montana. Like my mom's like, okay, we'll go. We had like a friend in the industry that was kind of like helping talk my mom through these things. But it wasn't like my lifelong goal. It was like after high school when I was like, I don't want to be a teacher. What do I want to do? I was working full time and like, I don't want to be here. I feel like I could do this. And I would see that.
Were people telling you that too? Like, were you like one of those girls that like people were constantly like, you should model, you could be a model?
Maybe, but I don't come from a town where like anybody does anything like this. So it was more like I played sports and that was cool, but I'm from like a small, like a rural town on a peninsula.
Oh, interesting.
There was no like city
you're from
life.
Like the DC area.
Like so far south of that.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah. So my mom worked until recently. She worked in DC. So I was like,
the freaking cool.
She's the best. And now she's a Florida resident.
She is?
She just up and moved here 2 months ago.
Stop it. She's here?
She's in Tampa, outside of Tampa.
I love that for you. I love that.
I know. I'm excited. Yeah.
She's cool.
She was like, I gotta get out of here too.
So I didn't realize that in my head. I thought you were, I thought you were from like
city girl.
city girl. Like
no, country
you
girl
seem like
outside
it.
of the city.
You seem like you're, I mean, going back to me thinking that you're the coolest thing of all time.
Yeah,
and by the way, also in my head, I'm like, this girl is like partying with AJ and G on these like yachts. And like, I was living so vicariously through this persona. And it's funny because I feel like actually now getting to know you better over the years, like the alignment in who I thought you were is 100% who you actually are, except for the city dynamic that I'm just now learning.
Which when I
like you're
moved
just
to
cool
LA,
as shit. Everything about you is cool. I feel like you're like, well, so after high school, I was like, I'm gonna model, and then I did.
Yeah, and then I just did, and it was crazy that it worked out. I went out there. My uncle was already living out there, so I was like, hey, can I stay on your couch? Yeah. He worked in production for The Real Housewives, so he's like, oh, come anytime. Like, I'm like, okay. I'm staying on his couch. He's my fun gunkle, and he's showing me the way through West Hollywood. I'm like, I love it here. Like this, there are so many different types of people, and I'm from such a small town where there's not that many different cultures. Like even if you're from a different culture, you fall in line with what is normal there. Everyone mostly eats the same types of food. Like just my world expanded times 10 when I got into that city. And I got signed with an agency and I flew home and I shipped my car and left with 2 suitcases and I stayed on my uncle's couch for like a year.
What does it look like to be signed? Like, so that means that they then represent you,
Yes.
right? For anyone that doesn't understand how that works. Like,
Yeah.
like they're basically like, you're hot enough, pretty enough to be a model here. Like
Yes,
we will represent you.
We will represent you. We will submit you to clients. When clients are looking for jobs for people, we're going to send you in. You'll go on castings. They're like the middleman, which is so important when negotiating contracts. If you don't know what you're doing, and for safety, like that was one of the biggest things I've always had. I don't want to say street smarts, but I've always been aware of what people are capable of. Yeah. So I've never fallen, well, I won't give you tea that's too hot, but when I first moved there.
Full send, have another drink of the water. Piping tea.
When I first moved there, I was like, I'm never going to be taken advantage of like some of my other model friends have, because it was so clear when they were stepping into something like what was happening. And maybe they didn't have an agent representing them, or everybody's a photographer. Everybody. You will literally be getting coffee. Somebody who is a nobody will come sit down next to you with a really nice card, like a thick one that's nice and heavy, maybe some like matte finish, like, oh, I can totally help you. Do you model? Do you act? Whatever. And like my head, I'm like, if you were somebody, you would not be interested in me. I'm sorry, but no. Yeah. You would first, do you have anyone who represents you? I would love to talk to your agent. Or I don't know, not approach me at all, because you should be so booked and busy, not approaching like girls sitting by themselves in cafes.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of predators knowing that there are just as many hungry young women, a lot of them desperate. A lot of us need money. You don't make that much unless you're working full time. And like some months you're making a lot and other months you don't get a job. So it was not steady. It was very like up and down, which I was so grateful for my uncle, because I'm like, as long as I can stay on your couch and I'm not worried about like, oh my God, what I have to do to like make sure I'm not evicted from somewhere. Like I paid him rent, but if I did not make it on the first, I wasn't getting evicted. So I had that safety net of like, okay, hey, I can pay you on the 4th. When you model, you don't get paid the day of the job. It's 30 days at least until you get paid. So you can work a lot, but you might need to use your credit card to get dinner until.
Interesting. So you don't get paid on like delivery of your services?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So a lot of us work multiple jobs. You model part-time and then you host or waitress, or some people were able to do bottle service and like work all night. And it wasn't until later in my career I was like, okay, can't do bottle service. Occasionally I would do events, but like I can host. That way I'm at least out of here early enough. So like when I met AJ, actually, well, I met him years prior, but around when we like started to get more serious, I was working at a nightclub doing the hosting, working the front door, and then I was working at a spa full time during the day. So on the weekends when the club was open, I would like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So then like Thursday I would be at the spa all day, go home, try to nap, get up. I had to clock in at 10 p.m. for my night shift. I loved Hyde. That's actually where AJ and I met. So it's like very sentimental place. Yeah.
was he
Hyde.
there?
Shout out
like,
to Hyde.
Like you were working and he...
No, I wasn't working there yet. We were meeting, like I was with some friends and one of our mutual friends was hosting G and AJ and I think Ricky as well. And we all had dinner before. They used to have a restaurant. I think they reopened a restaurant there, but you would go there basically, eat dinner before. After everyone ate, you just go inside to the club. So I always laugh because my like number one rules in LA, I had so many friends that were athletes. I was like, I will never date an athlete. Artist, musician, whoever, bartender, fine. Athletes, no way.
So
and
funny.
now I'm married to one. And I'm like, you would never meet somebody in the club. I'm like, my husband is an athlete who I met in the club.
Yeah,
so,
right? I feel like AJ
so much for that.
AJ doesn't count.
He doesn't.
He's the sweetest. I love him so much.
I know. And I think that's what was like so different. You know, we're out here in this very transient place. Like you don't know who you're meeting when you're in LA. You hope that whoever they are is who they say that they are, but
I feel like people probably also don't really know who they are because when you're in an environment like LA, you are on stage constantly. Like the conversation that you're having might be the yes that you need to get in the door somewhere else. Like you might be talking to a producer, you might, especially when you're in the sports and entertainment circles that we run in, everyone's someone. And so it's like you don't even know the best foot that you're putting forward can also be kind of a mask because you're just trying to make it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Was it hard for you to make friends in that capacity, like when you moved out there? Or were you just like, I belong here, like this is...
Yes, my priority was not making friends. I found out very quickly that there's a lot of people that relate to me. So many people are not from there who are trying to find themselves, but those aren't really the friends you want to make because they're also, I feel like, the quickest to be like, because they don't know who they are, they don't have that stability or that like backbone to maybe stand up to other things. So it's like you could be super cool with somebody one day and then they're on to the next better thing because everyone's just trying to climb to the top, essentially. Most of the friends I made that I was close with were actually from California and other people had lived there a while. But yeah, I managed to make really great friends and also managed to get like more hurt than I ever thought was capable by girlfriends there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
In the model world or just like entertainment in general?
Yeah, entertainment in general. Yeah.
Interesting.
So
I can see that.
Yeah, well, and I'm like, I come from a town where it's like, there are no clubs nearby. To go to the club, you're driving like an hour.
Yeah, what is a club in a rural area? Like,
like you have to go to Baltimore or DC.
Yeah.
And even those are more like bar club. I don't know. It wasn't, and I was like just old enough to be doing that there. So like, I just knew the weekend was like when this stuff happened. And then I moved to LA and it's like One Oak on Tuesdays, Warwick Wednesdays, like Thursday, the weekend starts, it's Thursday, and then like it was just this, and I could not understand, like, how do people do this and then wake up at 7 a.m. to go to a casting? Like, I have a puffy face. I need to like rest.
Yeah.
This isn't, I don't know. And I would just see these girls, I'm like, they work a lot and they are out all night, like doing drugs, smoking cigarettes. Like, I'm like, I thought we had to be like working out and like drinking green juice. It just, I saw behind the veil and I was like, okay.
That's so interesting.
The girls on the billboards are not always the girls that have been doing it the longest. It's sometimes the girl that was at the same party as you that met the owner of said company.
Yeah.
And the owner will make sure they let you know. Did you see her on that billboard? I can do that for you too. And you're like, okay, that would launch my career. And then you're like,
I don't know
for
what to do with that.
what in return?
Yeah.
You're like, I think I'm good.
When all the Me Too stuff started coming out and then like the Weinstein stuff and whatever. And I feel like every girl that comes from your background and even like mine, it's like the fact that society in general was shocked by any of that. If you and I are talking about it, it's like we are callous to it because, well, yeah, that's what happens. Like,
yes.
Like next question to it because it's like,
yeah,
well, duh.
Exactly. And
Like-
other people are like, oh, this happens. I'm like, what do you, how do you think things work?
Yeah. Yeah. How do you think that
I-
happens? Also, the flip side of that is all the women that, that have over the years and over their careers said no and haven't gotten anywhere, that the industry just chewed up and spit out. And if you say no, it really does cost you your career.
Interestingly enough, for modeling and in the entertainment industry, it's really tricky because it's like there's only so many people that like hold the keys. So it really comes down to them. And it would take multiple people speaking out,
Yeah.
which is when I get so frustrated when I see someone being like, well, so-and-so spoke out about this. Why did it take the other girls 5 years? I'm like, because if it was just their voice, it would have been a whisper and or they
Yeah.
would have been paid off or threatened to not say something. It's like any mentality, it's a group mentality. Like
Yeah.
if you have multiple people coming out to say something, you're more likely to be believed and maybe other people can get healing too.
Yeah.
And I think it's just so common in LA or in this industry in general to be like, yeah, what happened to me was unethical and like my career could have gone further if the person who was in charge of that allowed it and it wasn't up to you. And that's, I think, what turned me off of everything. I'm like, it does not matter how hard you work, how qualified you are.
Yeah.
It's not up to you.
Did you feel at first, like, were you naive to it at all going into it? I feel like you're street savvy, so like, is it
Kind
like
of.
is it like what you signed up for? Like,
No.
like going into it, like knowing that like that's what you were going to be up against?
No, I thought if my measurements were appropriate, if maybe my skin was good, whatever I needed, if I could look the part, I was qualified because that's what it is, right? No. And if you're respectable and like a real person, but you so quickly get, I don't even know if callous is the word, but like, I'm not super bubbly and friendly to everyone. I'm selective with how I spend my energy. I'm never going to be rude, but when you're just being like, oh, hey, like, how are you? What's your name? To somebody and they either are so insecure or just don't care. And you keep getting met with this like, oh my God, okay. Is this like everyone's rapport is just, hi, oh, hi, good to see you. And then you see somebody like 3 times a week, every week, and you know nothing about them. And it's so bare. I don't know. Everything
Yeah.
is so surface.
It's
And
sterile. Like it feels like yeah, I guess surface level is.
like, hi, I know their name, maybe, don't know their last name, don't know what they do. You never know what someone does for money for real. And you're always asked though, so what do you do? And I'm like, people don't ask that because they're curious, because they want to get to know you more. They ask that because they want to know if you can do something for them. I'm like, I never wanted to ask. I didn't think it mattered. But then I'm not playing the same game. I'm over here playing a different game. I actually care about how they're doing. I want to check in with them. When I learned about promoters and everything in LA, like, oh, come to the club with us. And some of my good friends were promoters, and that was fine when it served me. But then I'm like, wait, they get paid to have us there, and I'm getting paid in free alcohol that I'm not drinking because I'm a lightweight and I don't want to be hungover. So I'm like,
Yeah.
that's not, I don't know. It was,
Yeah.
I'm like, everything just started to like show itself, and it's fine. Like, it is what it is. But
How long
it was
was that?
so different.
How long was that journey? Like, how long
I
were
lived
you
in LA a little over 8 years, I think, before I left for good.
So when you got there on Gunkel's couch. What's his name?
James.
James. We love James. So when you got there for James to stay on James' couch and you got picked up by an agency or signed by an agency, how long did that take?
That was 2 weeks. So I got signed while I was there.
That's
and then
crazy.
I went home and came back.
You said
and I was,
That's right.
I'm like ready to work.
Okay, so that's unheard of, right? Is that?
I mean, maybe, I don't know. I think I was just like, this was meant to happen.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes you go back and see agencies multiple times. And actually that story itself was so interesting because I went to this agency and the person at the front desk was like so rude. And I had Ubered. I remember I put it over like $400 in Ubers around going to go-sees at agencies. These weren't like pre-arranged meetings. I was just like going in on their open call days to see if they would
By yourself? Like you just roll up like to the go-sees?
Yeah. And my uncle actually took me to this one. And he said, oh, my friend works on the men's board. I'll give you a ride. I'm free. And I'll say hi to him. So I go in, I'm like, hi, I'm Erika. Here's my book. How tall are you? Yeah, you're not tall enough. And I was like, she's not even an agent. She's a receptionist, but okay. And the way she just shut me down so quickly, I was like,
God, being
Ford
dismissed
wasn't
like
even
that. So...
like,
oh my God.
You're not, I'm like, okay. So my uncle was like, okay, well, I'll just wait. He texted his friend. He was going to come out. I was sitting there only because my uncle drove me and was waiting for his friend. One of the agents walked out to see if anybody was left and said, did you check in? I said, no, I was told I wasn't tall enough.
Stop it.
And she was like, stand up. Can I see your book? And that was how I got signed.
Shut up.
I'm like,
oh
this really was about to like try to just alter the entire course of my life.
That is a butterfly. Yeah. Holy smokes. That's crazy. What agency was it?
LA Models. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's like a scene from a movie. Like
literally
straight up from a movie.
And it was like, I feel like now I harp on stuff like that where I would be like, I just want to let you know. Then I was just like, that I want to say it was like one of the last agencies I went to because however my week started, I was just going on whatever days they were seeing people at whatever time frames and trying to like map it out with traffic and like, again, Ubering, whatever. Sydney was the agent at the time, and she was like, I had my hair straightened, which is also an entirely different thing. Curly girls weren't like a thing yet. Yeah. You still had to be like ambiguous, but white enough.
Can I ask you that? Like, did you teeter between being Latina and black and white? Like, was that to your benefit at the time?
It does. Yeah. In this circumstance, it turned out I was not ethnic enough. She made sure, she was like, your hair is curly, right? I'm like, my hair is so curly, but you go to these things and you don't know how they want to see you. Do you want to see me what I look like naturally and trust that my hair will straighten? Or do I just come with how you'll probably want my hair straight and then like, believe me that my hair is curly? My whole book was me with straight hair because it just wasn't like, nobody cared to see what other people that look like me.
What is your...
Black and white.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. But everyone's like, oh, are you, or they sometimes
do you get asked that a lot? I feel like is that...
Yeah. Do you speak Spanish? I'm like,
does that offend you?
No.
I feel like, especially with how, like, you and AJ, like, look this, like, you guys look like you're, and it's funny because, like, I feel like Luna, like, you guys also, like, you both look similar. Like, and I don't mean that in a weird way, but...
He gets darker than,
Anyway.
He is a huge Native American background though as well, so I think that plays into it.
Oh, interesting.
But
so you don't speak Spanish?
I do not. I speak such a little amount of Spanish.
When you're in Miami, do people automatically start speaking Spanish?
Yes. Well, it doesn't help that Luna is learning Spanish, and she the other day was speaking to this super helpful man at the Bright Line. She started talking in Spanish, but like wasn't really saying full words, but I think he thought she's just learning how to talk. And I'm like, no, she can speak very clearly in English.
Oh, she's like 2. That's unbelievable.
She is unbelievable.
That's crazy.
And she's singing this song and in Spanish, and he's like, oh, and I'm like, oh, she's learning, but I'm like, he's gonna think I'm teaching her. And he started talking to me in Spanish.
Oh, that's funny.
Every 5th word, and I'm just like, oh, Luna, what have you done now? Like, oh my gosh.
That's funny. Do you have any desire to learn?
Yes, yeah. So actually, my uncle James, his mom is Panamanian.
Oh, cool.
So that was my mom's husband's brother. So he was like my step uncle.
Okay.
So I was like raised from the time I was 2 until I was like 10, she would teach us like basic Spanish every day.
Oh, cool.
And I had like a little bit of a background. And then in high school, I took Spanish as well. But like, you don't learn it unless you're in that environment fully. Just like, honestly, I've learned more listening to like with Luna and trying to get her to learn than I have.
Yeah, but does AJ speak Spanish?
Poquito.
Right? I feel like I've asked him that before. Is it like a sore subject for him?
I think
like
so.
His family, he's Mexican, right? Like
he's Mexican. His family, his parents speak full Spanish, and he can get by, but like
that's so
can't converse.
It's like probably offensive to him when people are like, speak Mexican.
He's like, wish I did. He's like, the amount of jobs that I could get. Like,
yeah, in baseball especially.
Yeah. He's like, and everyone assumes I do. He's like, some people don't even believe that I don't. They think I'm messing with them.
Sure. What is it, Alejandro?
Yeah. And he's like, no, I don't. So funny. Yeah.
Okay, so going back to, so when did you book your first job? What was the first, so you get signed by the agency and then they start
so
booking
you're going
jobs
to castings,
for you, right? Like
castings after casting. Sometimes you're just in there waiting until they call your name, you go in, they either ask you questions or they're just taking photos of you to see you in person and then you leave. And this could be like basically your whole day. Could be castings, or you have them at weird times and then there's traffic. So that's where it was tricky. A lot of people needed jobs at night because you have to be available in the day for either a job or for castings. I know one of my first jobs, I don't remember the exact first one that was paid, but I did shoot for Billboard magazine. Do you know the scene in Monsters, Inc. when Mike Wazowski is like, Mom, I'm on a magazine.
Yeah.
And then like the barcode is right over his face and it's like Sully and then Mike Wazowski. Yeah. Okay, so I was in Billboard magazine and I was diving into a pool behind Jason Derulo. And I'm like, Mom, I'm in a magazine, and I'm underwater behind him. Like it was a total like. I remember. Cool. Yeah. So
one of your first jobs was you with Jason Derulo and Billboard magazine. That's sick. Yeah. Like that's legit.
Yeah. It was so cool. Yeah. But I laugh now because I look at that. Mike Wazowski's like, Mom.
Yeah.
Like, or I'm on a magazine. And Sully's like, oh, he's not hurt. He's excited, even though his face was covered by the barcode.
Yeah. So, that's cool. Did you, so for something like that, so before we started recording, you and I were talking about how like people have no understanding of how much goes into production, like how, and I think also, companies and production companies have gotten so good at it that you don't know what bad production really looks like because it doesn't make it onto the airwaves, right?
It's ridiculous the bandwidth you need, the experience.
And the crew and the equipment and like the lighting, the audio. One thing that I've learned with podcasting, and you can relate to this with what AJ's probably been through, is the audio is really all that matters. Like if you can't get the audio right, everything else doesn't matter.
You can't go back.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah. So for something like that, like Jason Derulo, you diving into it, like how many times did you have to do
a few times, and it was funny because I didn't think I could dive very well. But we were at the photographer's house, Brian Bowen Smith. He's an amazing photographer, super cool guy. And I just remember feeling like, wow, I found like real cool people that I'm working on this job with. And it was so rare because up until that point, I just felt the insincerity of most of the people I was meeting. So I'm like, how cool. This guy is an amazing photographer. He's so talented. And he's worked with so many celebrities. Like, I'll share his page with you after. He has the most stunning prints. And his wife was there. She's beautiful, super cool. He's been doing this for years. We're in his home, and it was just so cool. Genuine people can make it in this industry.
That was such a breath of fresh air.
It was. And to just feel comfortable because, like, you're in your bathing suit, you're changing. Like, there's all these different things that go into it, and you don't always feel that way on set. Sometimes you just feel like you are the extra or you should be happy to be there. And no matter how inexperienced I am, I always know the value that I have. Whether I'm giving you the service of modeling or not, I need to be treated with respect. Yeah. And if I'm not, it's not going to work. And that is kind of also where you can be labeled difficult if you stand up for yourself in these situations.
And that's a very real thing,
all of a sudden, all of a sudden you're getting, something bad to your agency. Like this has happened with friends of mine. I've never had this experience, thank God. But I also believe sometimes things don't happen to me for a reason because when I hear things that have happened in my friends' jobs or whatever, I'm like, they would have all been cussed out. I would have like left. I don't care what contract I'm breaching.
You don't give a fuck, do you?
No.
I can imagine you not giving a shit. Like, just saying what's what.
And I just feel so
and not
sad.
in an aggressive way, though. I feel like you have a unique ability to be direct. Like, I've always felt like every interaction I've had with you has been like on the business side with like real estate stuff. Like, you're really good at just being like, it's what's what. Like, it is what it is, not what it's not.
Yeah.
Like, you just kind of cut to the chase.
And when I feel like someone is like trying to play you or just take advantage of you, like, don't fucking do that. So it like triggers me probably more than most. And I don't know why, but some people are like, yeah, well, I was giving them the benefit of the doubt, or I was treated poorly. And then like, it just doesn't work out well for them either. And I'm like, if I'm going to go out either way, I'm going to say what I need to say and like stand up for myself.
Wait, so what would happen?
It's very hard to do that.
They would report back to...
If you're like, somebody reports back to your agency, a client, like a friend of mine had a client say she was difficult to work with. She was the only person of color on the job. These other white girls were in like almost all of the shots. And this has nothing to do with anybody being superior, but like, it was very clear that the client only hired her to be the token black person, and she felt that, and this happens often. And then the client goes back to her agency saying like, well, she wasn't super friendly, and she's like, well, I could tell what was happening right in front of my face, and I was just doing my best to just keep quiet.
Yeah.
And then her agency's like, well, now they don't want to pay you. She already did the work.
Stop it.
So this is where it gets tricky, because
they'll withhold money?
It happens enough. If the client says they don't want to pay, and they can somehow say that it's up to your agency to want to have your back. And with this friend in particular, she was like, my agency won't even let me out of my contract with them. They don't have my back. I don't want to work for them anymore. And then you're binded, like within, you're bound to this agency, that it's up to them if they want to put you up for jobs or not.
Oh my God,
but you would think like on a level of just ethically, like, okay, this girl doesn't want us to represent her. We're not giving her work anyway. We'll let her go. They can hold you so you can't get work elsewhere until your contract is up with them, and they don't have to submit you.
That's crazy.
Which is where it gets really hard when you do want to be with an agency. You better hope that they have your back. They don't have to. They can literally keep you on their board in your contract, and any work you do, they're still going to get a cut of, even if you don't go through them.
Yeah.
Because you've legally signed away your rights to make money.
How long are those contracts usually?
Just depends. It could be a year, it could be 3, it could be 5.
Wow.
Some people work really well with them, but it's all like up to the person with the keys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, that's so crazy. One of the really disheartening things that I've experienced in real estate sales is when someone will report back that another agent is difficult to work with, and then I'll go and look and it's a female black woman. And it's like, so many, it's happened. Yeah. That has happened. It's almost like a running joke. And same thing also with the amount of times that people throw out the stereotype around Jewish people and how they negotiate, like just like willy-nilly throwing it. Yeah, like agent to agent, like it's kind of rampant actually. Yeah. And agents, real estate agents are kind of and I'm not throwing our industry under the bus, but it's a like low barrier to entry kind of industry, and people don't even think about what's coming out of their mouth, because not for nothing in the real estate world, it does matter if you are difficult to work with and I'm trying to get a deal done and it flies out of my mouth, or you're a tough negotiator. Yeah. And so being like your attitude and your ability to negotiate, those are two actual kind of tangible like dynamics of the deal, right? Yeah. And the way that people will marry that to a stereotype is, it's literally like floored me the first couple of times it happened. Because also like I grew up internationally, and it's like, I don't think of, you know, when people say like, I don't see color, like I don't think of it, I just genuinely really don't think of that like as being a thing, you know? I can imagine it in LA. Is that part of the culture too? Like to keep you guys as models within the agency?
I think it is. They have to make money, and it's just, there's such a big spectrum. You have super qualified, reputable agencies that if you're not making them money, they don't want you anyway. So that's fine. If you were like, I'm going to leave, this isn't serving either of us, they're going to be happy to like separate ways with you. And then you have some people that can just be petty. Maybe your agent left and now you have a new agent, and that's your point of contact there, and they don't like you. It's literally up to these people to basically vouch for you and push you onto the client and say, hey, even, you know, I know that you were looking for this, but just in case you're open to I have a few other girls that may also be good for the job, but totally up to you. Let me know if you would like to see them. They don't have to do that. And if it's someone that is just super easy to book, they're going to push for them. So there's always favorites, and I think that's with anything, but I remember not knowing how that worked until a former friend of mine, she had an agency and was like, I'm just going to start my own agency. And it was different than a huge agency. It was just a boutique agency, and she would work with local clients and different things like that. I got to see behind the scenes of how it works when you're the person booking. So like you as the agent get a fee from the client, and then you also take your cut from the model because you booked their job.
Yeah.
So you're getting 10% or 20% from the client, whatever, and then the 20%. So they're making 40% off of this job. And that was something I didn't realize. Rates matter. Like they can, I don't even know if this is legal, but if they wanted to say, this client, we have a budget for $5,000. I know this model will do it for $2,000. If we have a job for $2,000, will you take it? I would, yes, I'll take it. I have to pay my rent. And it's like, the principle is such that to me is like,
That's so dirty.
If it was for $2,000, that's fine. If it is for more, that's where like ethics come in. And I don't know what is common anymore. I feel like I'm so removed. And then you also have agencies that are just like influencer agencies that are basically like, hey, we have this great opportunity for you. It's unpaid.
Yeah.
You can go to this party and get entry.
Yeah, we'll put you on
and
the list.
post for free. Yeah. I'm like, are people buying this? And I think they're just, some people are just happy to be there.
Well, I think you also are part of a generation of models and true influencers where like what you post matters, like deeply. Like you could post something that you're part of this generation of influencers that weren't really trying back in the day. So like where like you were cool on social media and you could post anything and people would like jump at the opportunity to like zoom in on your earrings and your analyzing everything about you, about your outfit, for example. And I think that's what caused the influencer world to really exist.
And it's huge.
It's huge. Oh, absolutely.
I'm like, what is somebody doing genuinely? What are they into? And where did they find this? Like, I love finding businesses and different things from people that are sharing that.
Yeah.
This new small coffee shop. Oh my God, I got to try it.
Yeah.
I'm so into that. But I feel like it got so saturated because of how much you can make. Just some people, for whatever reason, I think are just anybody that will pay them, they will post for, or anything that can make them look like they're doing the thing and making a lot of money. And it's getting clothes in exchange for your time and effort. It takes a lot of time and effort to be like creating content, as you know. And I think, I don't know, there's some people that are held to a higher standard because they are represented by, and there's proper deals going through. And like right before all of this happened, I feel like was where I was getting offers all the time. Like, hey, we'll send you a care package if you post for us. And like, I'm cool with that now for certain things that I will use. Before I was like, okay, it's free clothes. And then I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? Now I have to go shoot this and like take the time to try on all these different clothes and post for the clothes, which are not worth like the effort it takes to like shoot and edit and all of that.
And then if you don't too, there's like this person that's going to hound you and follow up. Like I feel like now PR packages, like whenever I get a PR package, I love when the message is like, hey, post if you want or not. Yeah. Like no pressure. Or and like no one follows
stories
up. Like,
accepted.
Like I will do that all day. Like if there's no pressure, but the second like someone's following up, I'm like, oh my gosh. I got an offer the other day, like several $1,000s for this. I don't have time for it. Like I don't want to be doing, it gives me a full rush to do it for other people. That's why I created Hyde Boss. Like I live for it. I love it. I love creating like brand partnerships for other people. When you were modeling and, or are modeling, like, do you still take jobs actively?
No. AJ and I just got a partnership job with Rogaine.
Cool.
Yeah. But
I saw that on his.
Yeah.
I love it.
And they've been so great to work with. But in terms of like modeling, I haven't since COVID.
Oh, really?
Yeah. COVID, it was like everything stopped. The industry was like on hold. I literally did a job, this was crazy, through like over FaceTime. And my friends who owned this marketing company had this job. They were like, hey, we're trying to do this. We'll send you product and we just need you to post, like put your camera up. And then I was like holding still shots. They were screenshotting.
Stop it.
Yes. And this
was this for like a reputable product? It was
a whiskey company.
Wow.
But I was like, Hell yeah. They were like, we're not letting this stop us.
Yeah,
like,
let's go.
You're in Texas. Okay, this is how we're going to do this. And it was like what was safest for everybody.
Yeah.
But that was kind of when I jumped into like baking more because training was on hold. The industry was on hold. Everything was just paused.
Yeah.
And I found so much more fulfillment in baking. And it didn't matter what I looked or I didn't have to deal with all of the shit that I didn't feel like dealing with anymore. I was exhausted. It felt like it was getting super saturated. I, again, kind of saw behind the veil and I'm like, I will never win at this game because I'm not willing to play it.
Yeah.
Like,
God, that's
I
such a
know
good
I
soundbite.
have the map. I don't want to do any of that shit.
Yeah.
I really don't. So it's just, it's either going to fall in my lap.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, it's either going to fall in my lap or it's not going to work out.
Did you feel like you, at that point, you had seen enough where like that was what it was going to take for you to like get more jobs or like climb the ladder?
I had just finished my last season of Wild N Out.
Yeah.
Prior to that. Yeah. I was like, this is not going to work.
Was there
It was very
production?
political, for sure. There was definitely favoritism and just, honestly, just some bullshit just going on. And again, this was not the package that I opened that was presented to me.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm going through and I'm like, there's just like shit in the bottom of this very beautifully packaged box. I'm good on that.
Such a good analogy. It's like more shit here, more shit here.
Yeah, like beautiful wrapping.
That's so funny.
Immaculate.
Did that job come through your modeling agency? Because that wasn't on, that was an acting job to some extent,
yeah,
right?
so that was for TV.
Yeah.
At this point, I was no longer with my agency, which was fine because I was booking my better just doing jobs myself.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to. I knew enough to know like what I should be paid for certain things, and I didn't have to just like deal with all of the things that I just was no longer willing to do. I feel like it is. I think it also just depends on your goals. If you are adamant on like, doing runway or making it to a certain point, I felt like I had achieved all of the things that I had on my list. And I was like, kind of, where do I go from here?
What's the job
while
that you're like
maintaining my integrity and not feeling like I'm pulling teeth to get up and do things.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think that you should feel so. I feel like it just takes one thing for you to start accepting behavior that you normally wouldn't do. One small step in that direction, and before you know it, you're so far, and you look back, you don't even recognize any of the shit that you stood for before that.
Yeah. Oh
and
my
it's
God,
a
that's
slow
such a good
burn.
tip.
It's
Yeah.
slow, but it's like, I normally wouldn't, but okay. And then the next thing doesn't seem as bad because you're closer to all the shit that you didn't want.
Like the gateway line of cocaine that becomes the,
Yeah,
like there's a gateway and then it's like, well, now we're doing all kinds of other, and
now
not
I need
even
a lot
drugs, like
more.
just insanity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the gateway behavior that you end up being
Yes.
like, wait, what the fuck is going on? Like, what am I doing?
Which you see a lot in other women and men too, but you're just like, they're gone.
That's it. There they went. That's exactly it. I remember bartending through college and being like, after I graduated from college, I started my career and then I kept a job as a bartender in Nashville in this like very private, like kind of speakeasy, cool, enigmatic kind of blah, 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 whatever.
Yeah.
And I was also seeing someone who was in entertainment very briefly. And so I would be there as a patron and then also would work. And that like, I feel like you talked a little bit about how you experienced that too, working at Hyde, right? Like you worked there, so you saw like the back.
Yeah.
Like just the like there's just a very different perspective. I think also when you're smart and you're just paying attention to like who is now.
And it's the hardest thing. I got a job bartending. Like, I think that was my first job when I moved to LA. I was bartending in a club and I did not last 3 days because I was fully sober and coherent.
Yeah.
Watching people do things that I don't think that they wanted to be doing.
Yeah.
And it's not even a way of like, oh, someone's getting taken advantage of. Just like, these people are out of their minds. Is this how they have to function in order to have a good time? And I'm not against like getting fucked up. Like, let's go, we can rally. That's all good. But to go there night after night and be like, oh my God, I don't normally see this because when I'm out, I'm having my own good time. I am not worried about what the person next to me is doing or what anything else that's happening.
Yeah.
So to be behind a bar serving people that are there also as like general admission, so they're getting drinks after drinks after drinks, is very different than doing bottle service, which is a different clientele. Still some fuck shit happening, but like, I don't know, it's just different.
Yeah, I think also the amount of stuff that you're clocking as you're working is like, I don't know that this is the right phrase for it, but it's genuinely like depressing. Like it's depressing watching things go down that are like there's such a difference between partying and having a good time in a like wild environment that we will tell our daughters about someday. And like, I will be proud to tell them about that party. And then there's participating in like a Diddy party. And the difference there, the steep departure from one to the other, the decision you can make in this environment, and this is just the entertainment world in general, but Nashville is like this. The decision you make in this environment to get you to this environment is like, it's one cab ride. It's not that far at all. Yeah. It's not that far. But it's also what you were saying earlier about like it is a choice. Unless you're out of your mind, it is a choice to be in certain environments. And I think it's depressing watching people who make that choice, and you like watch them leave with the other girls who are making god awful fucking decisions. Yeah. And you watch this other girl leave and you're like, or even I think the hardest part for me was always the fucking dudes. Like the dudes who were trying so hard to become, like in Nashville, there was a lot of like wannabe sports agents and like trying to navigate like the sports scene. Because Nashville's like have you ever lived in Nashville?
I've never even been to Nashville.
Stop it. You haven't?
We need to go, but.
Never?
Never been.
What?
Yeah.
Nashville's the best AAA city there is. Were you ever dating AJ when he like got sent down to AAA or was in AAA?
We were in the Salt Lake Bees.
Oh yeah, that's right. We were there too. Yeah, PCL, what's up? Nashville's the best city. But anyway, so the dudes that would like be like climbing over themselves to get in front of what you were saying about the bottle service. Like there is a major in cities like that. So Austin, New York, obviously, Nashville, LA,
Miami.
Miami. Oh my. The entertainment hubs, Monte Carlo, like the entertainment hubs. The difference between someone at a table with bottle service and the general admission people is like, you might as well part the Red Sea. Like it's not even the same.
Like, hi, do you want to spend $20,000 tonight or $100?
Yeah. And by the way, the people with $100, like it's like the $100 people are spending their last $100, and the $20,000 people could also be spending their last $20,000. But it's like it's not even the same.
It's so different, yeah. And a lot of it's networking. Like I think there's a lot of networking done. Like, oh, I have a table, I have a client coming, and you're still at a club. Yeah. But you're not going to network. Well, I wouldn't network with someone to be like, hey, meet me at a bar at a club where I can't even hear you. Yeah. But somehow it's acceptable on like a different scale. Like, oh yeah.
So I think people out of the know, myself actually included. So when you're in a club and it's like, the lights and the things and like what is happening there? Like for like the people that are, let's say you're like a producer or like because I do think there are genuine, not nefarious, like I think there are genuine business opportunities that can happen for someone who is a model in LA, right? So let's say best case scenario, above board, where there's not some shady shit happening. Like, is it like a producer seeing you and being like, hey, like we have this job, do you want it? Like, what does that look like?
I think it's meeting somebody genuinely. Maybe you're in the bathroom with a girl and she was like, oh my God, let me help zip up this, blah, blah, blah. You start talking and you just have genuinely met somebody that now you're friends with. And then, I don't know, a week later, she's like, hey, I'm having a pool party, or my boyfriend is so-and-so. I don't know. Yeah. They're having people over. And it's more of like friendships that are formed, and then those people may be the who's who. I don't know that I've ever had, unless I was literally looking for a job in said environment, like in the club, or I also like I could do bottle service at a party if you're having like a private party, something like that. But I think more of just like genuine person-to-person connections. Yeah. That then someone thinks of you because you guys have hung out a few times and you're getting to know each other, and then it's like, I think I should connect you with someone else. And it's just connecting the dots. And also sometimes when you're drunk, you're not nervous. So maybe you're talking more freely about your dreams and aspirations or some project you're working on, and they may know an investor that they want to connect you with. I feel like it happens by accident. The good ones happen by accident, and it's not normally like, I've never believed somebody in that scene that's been like, I can connect you with. When it has happened, I was like, no, I wouldn't want this person to be my agent. They're so creepy.
Yeah. Like nothing good. Nothing good. But
like 1%.
It is.
Of
I
those
will say, like,
interactions.
it is fun. Also, it's like if that's why you're going out, then it's because it's fun. Until it gets
we
weird.
would go out and just have, me and my girlfriends would just dance. We would dance. And that's actually when I met AJ and the guys. And we would all just be out. Nobody was interested in anybody. We were just out there like, okay, everybody trusts everyone. None of these girls are going to try to like make anything look a certain way or get any of these guys in trouble. And none of these guys are going to put us in an unsafe situation. I'm a stickler. I will not drink more than I feel comfortable drinking ever, unless I'm with now my husband. Before, as a friend, I'm like, okay, I know that AJ will make sure I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't go out with a group of girls and black out, and I go out with a group of guy friends and black out. I don't trust that anybody's not going to be more coherent than me to make sure that I get home okay.
Yeah.
And that is so rare that, like, most of the time everyone, I don't know how, some of my friends,
oh my God,
they have like 30 lives because they're like, hey, don't even remember. And I'm like, you got home 3 hours after me, and like, what do you mean you don't even know how you got home? Like, I'm too much of a control freak to, I will never relinquish that much control to in an environment with strangers and other people that are seeking. There's always somebody there seeking somebody to be in a vulnerable state.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be me.
Yeah.
No.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm the exact same way. But I think also I don't need to be 15 drinks in to be.
If I'm going to go home.
Yeah,
if I'm miserable now, I'm just going to be miserable and hungover tomorrow from this. So I'm forcing it.
Usually, like I need the coffee. That's going to get me there. Like,
yeah,
not the. I don't really need the drink. And I feel like that sounds also like so mature. Like I don't need. Really,
I'll have an espresso martini. I do need to wake up and I want to feel energized. But like, even the other night we went out. We had parents' night out in Miami, and I was like, I'm not drinking this with mixers. Like, I'm not having, we had just left like dinner and another bar, which I was getting like good craft cocktails. I'm like, if I'm putting poison in my body, it's got to taste good.
Yeah.
And I do need to wake up because I'm tired. So like what I'm drinking, it has to be good.
You're like, okay, so because you're like my crunchy friend. So if you are drinking, what is like the cleanest thing that you will put in your body?
I think tequila is supposed to be that. When it comes to that, because I drink, so I love Casa Noble. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Yeah. I just had it the other day, and it was like the cleanest. I forgot about it. I'm glad you said that. Who owns that? Do you know? Is it like one of your people? We were at a bar in Arizona, and AJ was like, I'll just take Casamigos. They were like, we don't have Casamigos, but if you do like that, this is something you might like as well. Yeah.
And AJ was like, this is fire. Even I thought that.
Yeah.
And then we did these like tequila luges out of this like bone marrow thing.
Yeah. We had a bone broth tequila luge.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, this isn't bad.
Did we just get a brand deal with
drinker.
Casa Noble? I think
we
did.
It's really good
with
tequila.
Starbucks?
And with Starbucks. Add it to your coffee. They actually just made one. I think it's aged in a whiskey barrel. And I don't remember what it's called.
There's some kind of, maybe it was at Basel. I recognize, it's funny, I had it in Arizona too. I was with Ed during spring training. But I recognize that there's someone, I'll look it up later. There's someone involved in it. I
don't remember. I remember looking it up when we found out because we ended up reaching out to them. Like,
oh, really?
This is so good. They sent us a few bottles and AJ did some very cool content for them.
Wait, when was this? Is that where I saw it? Is it you?
Ago. It could be. It could be.
Stop it, it's you.
It may be.
It's Abe, that's who it was. Oh my God, that's so, wait, did he post it on his stuff?
Yeah.
That is so fucking funny.
It was really good. He was like giving like
it was right after spring training? Yeah.
Maybe. It might it might have been.
That's exactly what it was.
It's fire. But I love Casa Noble. Sorry, just plugging everything.
Love it.
But I love an espresso martini. I love a passion fruit margarita. And I drink so rarely that when I do, I'm not like tripping.
I wish I could. No, I don't wish that. I wish in another life, because it seemed like the way that some of my girlfriends will prioritize getting hammered. I'm like, I wish I enjoyed it like you do.
I'm always a slow. I'm like on my first, and my friends are like, getting their third round and they're like, come on. I'm like, I don't know. I don't feel like it. Like, I'm fine.
I feel like I get out of so many situations where everyone's like, shots by, like, everyone knows that I was the bartender everywhere.
Right.
And so I'm always like, I just paying too close attention to want to now dumb myself down because I can see what's happening around this room. I just don't want to be involved with that person or that person, and nothing like wrong with them, but I can see what they're doing and I don't like it.
Yeah.
Have you ever been roofied?
I think once. And I'm only unsure. This was what happened, and this is why I think this happened. I am a lightweight, but I've never, before finishing one cocktail, just started to notice I was blacking out. Yeah. I always know right before I black out if that happens, and normally I'm like a little tap to AJ, like, this is
Mommy's done.
I'll see you
time to go
another time. Yeah, like, I'm out. And I was at the Chateau Marmont. I just had literally a drink there, and I felt fine. We go next door, actually. I was at Hyde, and we had bottle service, too, which was also weird. And this was like my first year in LA. This actually just drove home my point of, like, I was only going to be my second drink anyway. I had one drink at dinner, one drink after.
God, that's like the heyday of, when was it, like 2012, 2013, of like Chateau Marmont and Hyde.
Oh, my God.
Like, but especially before Instagram
like
stories.
Yeah.
So, like, being in person was like, but Instagram was around, so people were still posting on Instagram, but it was like, you could tag locations, but not do the store, like in real time, you know?
Yeah. Okay. When were you there? Yeah. But I just remember feeling immediately, like a few sips into that drink, I was like, I feel like I'm wasted. And I immediately called an Uber, left. I don't even think I told the people I was with I was leaving. I was just like, this is not it. Thank God, first of all, that and I always know, this is like a tip, I don't know if other people do this. If I'm leaving a club by myself, which I don't do anymore, but I don't have them drop me off at my house or my place of residence. If I'm at an apartment building, that's like my pass. But at the time I lived in like a walk up. So yeah, it was an apartment, but like you could get to my front door. So I would always just put the address of like a few apartments down or at a cross street and then wait for them to drive off before I walk. So that's like my routine. I get home, I'm walking. I put chicken nuggets in the oven. I don't remember doing that.
You eat chicken nuggets?
Yeah, I love chicken nuggets. Well, also at this time, I was eating chicken nuggets, sticks, and cheese, PBJs.
Erika?
I had no money. I was just trying to get full.
Were they matcha dusted? Like green chicken nuggets?
I think they were dinosaur chicken nuggets. Yeah, I don't remember doing that. And I laid down.
Probably were.
I woke up, turned off the oven, thank God, and I laid back down. And I woke up the next morning and I was like, don't remember doing this.
You're totally roofied.
Yeah.
That's what it is. But it hits people so differently and depending on how much they can get
and
off.
And I literally, when I tell you, I'm a slow drinker. Second sip in, I was like, this is only my second drink. This does not make sense. Also, they don't make these drinks that strong when you're at the table. It's like, it's not, I know what I can normally take. And I was like, who the fuck did this?
Yeah. Right?
I didn't mention it, which I should have felt at the time, I guess, strong enough to say like, hey, who all was at the table last night?
Yeah. It's so common. Like having worked as a bartender for so long, it's like the next day it is so common. The amount of people that would, girls and men too, because a lot of men accidentally get roofied or get roofied like on purpose.
Yeah.
It's so, if there's one thing that anyone listening to this takes away from this, cover your motherfucking drink. Cover your drink. And then also don't drink off of, I forget who told me this, but don't drink off the top like this.
Put a straw.
Or if you have a straw, don't take a sip straight from the bottom because the powder, it'll sit on the top or on the bottom. So even if your drink gets uncovered and you're not willing to like be annoying with the cap, like stir it, because to your point, like with you being kind of unsure, like there's a concentration factor there, right? So like if you take a sip to the dome from the straw and it's like sitting, the bottom hasn't dissolved,
you're
done.
Know?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And it's same thing at the top if it's sitting on top. Like even if you just get like a little, oh my God, it's so... I feel like awareness around what to do when you are roofied or the next day is like, or like what it feels like, because it's not even like how to prevent it because it's so easy for it to happen. Yeah, it's what you do
when it happens.
Yeah, totally.
Just get the fuck out of there. Because at that point, I'm like, I don't trust anybody that's around me.
Yeah.
I didn't, but my plan was not to go and get wasted anyway. And I don't know if it happened to many people. I don't know if it was me only. Like,
Yeah.
I just remember being like, okay, well, I know who invited me out, and I'm probably never going to go out with them again. But also, who else was around that,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I have no
Ugh,
recollection.
It's so gross. It's
Yeah.
so fucking gross. Like the motivation to do that. I think also a lot of like I always think about this. Like, where the fuck do you get it? Like,
Yeah.
where are you getting roofie
Who is like,
colada?
this is a
Like,
good
who-
person? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, where are you getting that?
Yeah. And just carrying it with them.
Anyway, okay. So shifting gears here because you're now a baker. So like a steep departure.
I know.
A big old right turn
Yeah.
into being also the coolest baker of all time. Are you? So do you have your baking business?
It's kind of on hold. So like I was like, you know, really gaining momentum, and then I got pregnant with Luna, and I was like, this is not going to work.
Don't wanna
Also,
bake.
I'm not in like one space like long enough to where this is working. I don't want to keep trying to build something and then having to like put it on hold.
Do you bake only cookies or?
No. Well, I started with cakes actually, which was interesting, but
Okay.
they're so much harder to transport. Sometimes people like you just want, I want my product to turn out like perfectly. So like if it's too hot, you're like, hey, make sure that this is in the fridge up until like 2 hours before you have to serve it so that it's not too hard. And then you're trying to cut through a cake. Like, it's tedious.
Yeah.
I loved it, but
Tell me
it's
you're
tedious.
a perfectionist without like 2 hours only and then pull it out.
Yeah, and then you
have
need to
eat
pull it
then.
out. And so I switched over
did you
to
learn how to do
cookies.
that?
I'm self-taught.
Are you?
Yeah. So
Is your mom a
before,
good cook?
my mom can cook. She's not a baker. She can cook good. And I've just always, like, since I was younger, I've just found it to be so amazing that, like, you can literally take these separate ingredients, which, like, separately don't
So
taste
weird.
good.
It's so weird.
And
that
then you put them
makes
together
cake.
and it's just, like,
Yeah.
delicious. And it's just, everybody eating cake is, like, happy. No one's, like, crying eating cake, you know?
And you're creating too. It's like a
It
form
was
of,
my outlet. So before I moved to LA, that was what I was doing. I was working full time and it was a hobby of mine. And then people that I was working with were like, oh, my son has a birthday. Like, I saw that, like, that you make cakes or cupcakes or whatever. And I was like using fondant like I was fucking Carlo's Bakery.
hard to work with that though. Like, isn't that like an
Yes,
advanced?
I will
like,
never.
how did you learn
I
how to
will
do
never
that?
do that again. And I didn't even have all the tools I needed. I was in here like going to Michael's sometimes. They have so much more now that baking is like a thing.
Yeah.
Before they had some tools and I was just doing my best, honestly. And like I look back, I'm like, I'm proud of what I made, but oh my God, I would totally do so many things differently. But
Social media has really impacted that though. Like the
Yeah.
I mean, I get like PR packages all the time with like these like cookies and cake things in them. And it's like the
Yes.
additive where, because they know that that's going to make, if I take a picture of that, it'll be like the, and it's literally like the icing on the cake is like the like, I'm like, I'll eat this, but I'm not sharing your weirdo, like whatever
Right.
else you put in here. Although I shouldn't be eating stuff from strangers, but I think like in the baking world, like I'm sure that now it's like the pressure on you to create something that's Instagram worthy on top of being
on top of it
edible
being
and good.
And that's where I was kind of at this crossroads where I didn't know if I wanted to then just create content around baking, but I don't enjoy creating content. So then
Really?
I'm like, yeah, like it's fine, but the amount of work it takes to bake and then to add like another layer of that was like, this is annoying.
I feel like it makes
Doing the whole
like the journey of it, because also that is what people care about on Bake Talk. Like they want to know, like show me the process, like all of
Yeah.
it. I want to see you
Yeah.
crack the eggs.
right.
Like how is she like?
And then to go edit that, like,
Yeah.
no. If it was full-time my thing, sure. But at the time it was like, I really enjoy providing a service and giving this to somebody to enjoy. It's also a creative outlet as well, and it's paying bills. So that's good. But to add that component, I was like, okay, then I either have to not do content. I'll take my photos after, but the purpose of this is for a person to like give to a consumer, or I need to not do that and only make things that like look good for the camera. It won't matter. Like I could at that point then be decorating cakes. First of all, some people use styrofoam cake boards so it looks like a cake, or there are creators that will have a cake that they have refrozen for like months. They'll decorate it, and then that's their, I don't know, Jolly Rancher themed cake, and then they scrape all the frosting off, put the cake back in the freezer, and decorate it. And like that is, it's like a canvas, and that's cool too. But I'm so like, I love flavors. I'm like, it's probably AJ's like least favorite thing about me. I'm like, can you taste the hazelnut in this? And he's like,
No.
no, like it's good. What do you,
It's
you know?
good or not good.
Yeah. So I'm like always trying to make better recipes, or like, ooh, what flavor would be good with this? And then when someone tries something, I'm like, oh, I can't wait for them to enjoy this. And it also was like on theme for their whatever.
Do you feel like there's, because of what you know about, like from your world as a model and being in production and being like in all these things, that the pressure to have to create either like you said, like make the decision to create content, like, cause you know what it takes.
I know what it takes, and like, I know the standard I want to do this at. I don't want shitty lighting. I don't want to be rushing.
Yeah.
I don't know that I want the pressure if I already have the pressure over creating the thing that has to be edible. Everyone's like, oh, just film yourself creating what you're making. And I'm like, the stress I feel, not that it's super stressful, but like the pressure I'm on to make sure that what I'm making is like great for the person I'm giving it to. I don't want to add, like, I didn't get that cut. Now I need to redo something to make sure that the video also turns out well.
Yeah.
So I couldn't like decide. I didn't think that was going to be the best option for me. So I was like, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. And then I fell into like decorative sugar cookies, which became super, not easy, but it was an easier decision than cakes because cookies are easier to transport. They're so fun. They're such good gifts. Not everybody needs a whole cake.
Yeah.
And I had some really cool opportunities with my cookies. I sent cookies to Reese Witherspoon for a congratulation for her Hello Sunshine production. I did a collaboration.
Who commissioned those?
Biossance, actually. So I did not know this at the time. She was the, like, I think it was her formulation or her collaboration. Biossance had this lip gloss. It was like rose lip balm. It came in a tub at first. Then they put it in a tube. And this was my
I feel like I had
holy
that.
grail for years. I went to re-up like 5 months ago and they look at our new formulation. That one was gone. And I'm like, excuse me, what happened to this? Oh, that was with Reese Witherspoon's like collaboration with Biossance, whatever. And I'm like, I should have like stashed 50 of these because
it's so rude when they discontinue something. Because it's like
you don't even get
yes, like I will buy 50 of them right now.
I put some people onto that. I was like, Mom, I know this is $20, but you have to buy it. Like, it's going to keep you like nice and hydrated.
Wait, so that was the Reese Witherspoon?
Yes. So I didn't know that either. And it had obviously been doing well because she had worked with them for so long, I guess, on this. So
I probably got it from like you, like having zoomed in on your pictures in like 2017 and you had it like in the corner of your bag and I was like, oh,
I'm like, this is the best. Because or
you left it in one of the like AJ's rentals and you were moving out and I was like, give me Erika stuff. It's cool.
So good.
She's
it was so good. I'm so picky and I loved it. But Biossance was like, oh, we want to congratulate Reese. We want to send her cookies. And then she posted them and I was like, Elle Woods is literally holding my cookies. Like how
did you get them?
Put them maybe front to back. Ship them. Yeah.
That's so cool.
I know. I'm like, I can hand deliver if you need me to.
How do you package cookies? Like
so I do cellophane wrapper, I heat seal, and then a ton of like either bubble wrap and then another bubble wrap sleeve, and then a crinkle paper. And I just make sure like nothing can move.
I hate it when I get a cookie like PR thing
cracked.
And it's cracked and it's like all crumbly. Oh, I hate that.
It's such a bummer.
It's such a bummer. And then I always try to like push it together so I can take.
So it looks nice.
It's fun, like with these PR packages, like, cause it's become kind of a common thing. Like I love taking a picture of the cookie.
Yeah.
Like, not the rest of it, but the cookie, I'm like, cause I want the business to keep the baker going. Like whoever, especially if it's like an artist, like a, small bakery.
Yeah. No, it's huge. I was like, I don't know. It was really cool. Even those opportunities that I was able to do. I did a collaboration with Dos & Co. for Khloe Kardashian. She was, I think, partnered with them, or maybe I'm not sure what her role in the company was, but she was like maybe their brand ambassador. And a friend of mine was working for the marketing firm that was doing that. And she's like, oh, hey, we're sending out PR to all of the sisters and the friends. So I literally
Oh,
had
stop
to make.
it. So you were the cookie in the PR
I was
package.
the cookie in those with their
Kardashian
names.
world.
Yes.
That's sick.
So I'm like putting like Kim, Kylie, and I'm like, guess who these cookies are going to?
Oh,
And then
that's
they
so
all
cool.
posted obviously for their sister, and I was just like, this is really amazing. I'm like, Courtney, I know you're not going to eat this, but like, it's really cool just to see that. I don't know. I felt like I shifted my energy to something that was more fulfilling, and I was still getting rewarded on a similar level that I would have if I was still modeling.
Not being in vain either, because the relationships that you built those opportunities don't happen if you're random baker from Maryland, right? Like those are industry. So your baking business, I'm sure you were in high demand immediately, because this was also, again, because you're the coolest, ahead of the trend. Like me talking about these cookies being in PR now in 2025, like this was
in like
how long ago?
20, maybe I did these in 21. I know I wasn't pregnant yet, because then I got pregnant at the end of 2021, and I was like, well, gonna have to put this on hold. Yeah. I did. I've been like just so lucky that people have contacted me to include me or really want me to make these different events so special. I remember I was on hold for a 200 cookie order for the Lakers, if they won or not. So literally I'm sitting here watching this game like,
oh my God,
do I have to make 200 cookies by tomorrow and decorate them all or not? And
Did
then they won, and I was like, all right.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
An order like that, so because you own the company and it's you, and they're like, you can invoice them however you want, right? Like, like they pay.
I
you.
know. I should have done whatever. Sky's the limit.
Now you're on a timer. No, but I mean, you can, like, you're in control of not getting stiffed. I feel like I see on TikTok all the time these like stories about how someone makes a cake for someone and then it gets like they don't. And in my head, I'm always like, you're in control. Like, why do you not
have to tell them what it costs? Yes.
And don't you collect payment up front?
Sometimes it depends on the client. If I know they're going to come through, it's fine. And most of the people that because I have to take orders, I have to be so particular with my travel schedule that it was like, am I available? Does this order make sense? And a lot of bakers will have like a 2 dozen minimum, because it has to make sense. Yeah. If I'm making 8 dozen cookies, there's not a whole lot more work that goes into making 2 dozen at that point.
Yeah, and if you're creating like the Pantone of their logo, like
all of these, right? Yeah. So like it has to, okay, if I'm charging $60 a dozen, so I'm doing all of this work for $60. And, decorating another dozen is not going to be decorating. Yes, is tedious, but the prep, like I'm over here, I'm doing full like design examples and samples. Hey, this is a design I'm thinking. Unless someone's like, I don't care, anything looks good. I normally am like weeks before tracing out the cookie cutters, seeing what, hey, how are these colors? Like I want it to be collaborative. So it's more than just baking cookies. I'm making this from scratch. I'm taking the time to make sure it's good. I'm making icing from scratch, coloring the icing from scratch. It's not like there's a button to like do all the hard stuff.
And can you do that out of a non-commercial kitchen? Like, could you do that at your place here?
Yeah. Different states have different laws. Arizona's pretty chill. I think here is as well, just in terms of like whether or not you need your kitchen certified, if you just have to take a food handler certification, different things like that. Working out of a commercial kitchen is probably your best bet.
But I mean, like sugar cookie is like, can you use like a GE, like electric oven? Like, is that yeah? That's so cool.
You just want to make sure it bakes well.
I think one of the things that you've always done really well, and as a like brand, I don't even know what I am, enthusiast, expert, I love how you communicate your bandwidth always. Like, I feel like you've done such a good job of being like, not taking orders or like that you're back and now you're not, like based on.
Yeah. I appreciate that, because to me, that's like not a downfall, but I haven't been able to just like put my foot on the gas like I dream of. But the space I'm in right now is so sacred and so short.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That I'm like, everybody's going to need cookies until the end of time.
Yeah.
I can do what I need to do at any point after my babies are not babies.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I've had to accept, which is so hard when you're a new mom and you're looking for your purpose. And it costs just as much for me to pay for childcare as it does for me to bake the order, that I'm like breaking even. And then I'm like, well, if I'm doing this for fun, that's one thing. If I'm doing it to make money, is that making sense? Like all of those things that come along with that. And I think you see so many women that are just doing it so well, but everyone, and I was actually going to post a video about this, so you can use this bite, but I think conscious parenting is a privilege. And I think I see so many like go-getters just doing it. And I'm like, but I don't know that our parenting styles align. I think they're fine, and there's nothing wrong with sending your kids to daycare. There's nothing wrong with it. I worked in childcare for so long. I see how other people can treat other people's children. And after being like firsthand witness to owners of daycare centers not caring about the legal ratios in a room of 2-year-olds, and I'm getting backlash for standing up saying, hey, I'm a teacher's assistant. I shouldn't have 8 2-year-olds by myself. And I'm being like silenced for that. It would take a lot for me to just like drop my kid off at a daycare, only because of what I've seen firsthand. But I've seen a lot of moms have a different 10 hours of their day.
Yeah.
So it's so easy for me sometimes to look and be like, wow, look at her, like, and everything she did. And her business is thriving. And she just had a baby 5 months ago. You're like on it. And I'm like, oh my God, that is so cool. But you're also like an experienced mom. You're a pro.
Yeah.
And I feel like some people that may be more confident in that area don't feel like I will not relinquish control.
Yeah.
And it is a privilege that I get to be with my babies as much as I do because of my husband.
Yeah.
And it's this tricky thing where it's like, it's not a double-edged sword because it is so great, but I also like seek purpose outside of motherhood some days. And I'm like, what if my bakery was thriving right now and I could say, look what else mama does other than be your mama.
Yeah.
But I don't get that right now. And that's okay. It just took a little bit to be like, identity shift. You are with your kids 24/7. Yes, we have help sometimes, and I'm so grateful for anybody that I can trust with my children. But yeah.
I think the way that you phrase that is so beautiful. That would you say being conscious? Say it again.
Being a conscious parent, I think, is a privilege. Like being able to be so hands-on.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, any mom or dad that has to work full-time and then still have the bandwidth to be as active as a parent and as consciously involved as you want to be in every lesson and everything your child is doing. Like, I explained so much to my 2-year-old that I'm like, I don't think my mom had the bandwidth to be like breaking down to me boundaries and why this is okay and why this isn't okay. Like, some days I don't.
All right, so that is where our episode with Erika got cut short on the video, but we still have the audio. So there's going to be a part 2 of the episode with Erika Ramos, where we wrap things up. We continue to talk about motherhood and just about being present and about being a mother in 2025 and going into 2026 and what she has on her radar. And just all the amazing things that we talked about at the end of that episode. So thank you for listening thus far. My name is Holly Meyer Lucas. That was Erika Ramos, and you're listening to In the Hype Seat, and part 2 of our episode will come up shortly.
Is this thing on?